daddies, I love y'all. I see you. I know you're strong. I know you're trying to just get it done. But sometimes you can take a break. Sometimes you don't have to be so hard and so focused on you, and it's just easy to get caught up in the daily grind, and you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this. You know what? If your kids are crying and fussing and driving you crazy, sometimes that's just a sign that you need to step away from whatever you're doing and go play with kids. Go do something with them. Because all the yelling and the getting frustrated, getting upset, it doesn't really do anything. It just makes you more upset, it makes your kids more upset, and it does nothing for the relationship for you and your kids. So just slow down. It's hot in here. And guys, I know that we hear a lot about like, you need to heal, you need to heal, you need to heal, but for guys it's tough because sometimes we're perceived as weak if we shed a tear, if we cry a little bit, if we show any sort of little emotion, if we're not being all big and bad all the time. Like, you don't have to be all big and bad and strong and tough all the time. You don't. But I know for me, like, it was really, really tough, but I've always just recognized when I need help, and I don't want to, I don't want to burden anyone else. I don't want to go complaining my ass off to all of my friends and family about something. And when you get to a point where you've just been talking in circles and saying the same story over and over again, you notice it. I know, I hope you can notice it, but those are the moments when you have to just say, all right, screw this, I want to be happy, I don't want to be living like this anymore, and you make a choice. And I know I dove into self-help books a lot, I've gone to therapy, found therapists, and I don't go all the time, or, at some point, for me, it was like, all right, I gotta spend a little bit of money to make myself better. And so I would break down and I'd do a few therapy sessions, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever, however many it took before I was like, all right, I think I have the tools I need. And then I'd roll with it for a while, and then maybe I hit another patch where I'm like, all right, I need more help, and I'd schedule another appointment with a therapist. There's nothing bad about going to therapy. There's nothing bad about showing emotions. There's nothing bad about telling the people in your life, hey, I'm going through a hard time. Do you have the time to talk? Or even maybe you don't want to talk. Maybe people are getting on your nerves because they're trying to ask you what's wrong, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you just need time by yourself. Sometimes it's hard to say, hey, I just need some time alone to think about everything and all this stuff. Honesty will get you so far. Don't hold anything in. Just be honest. Not to the point where you're being mean, but be honest. And by being honest, you're going to free yourself from a lot of things, because you've been trying to hold all these truths inside of you and not let anybody know, or not let anybody see your cards. And there's no glory in that, because some of that stuff has to be let out. You can't hold it in forever. It'll just drive you crazy. Anyway, I love y'all.